Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to 330th meeting of Delhi One Toastmasters. Theme of meeting is crypto craze. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Online meeting statement. By attending this remote area division or district speech as well, you agree to the privacy policy of Toastmaster International as well as the unassociated remote hosting service. Some of your personal information such as name, image, and any shared messages may be shared with other meeting participants and will be recorded by Toastmaster International, who may use the recording in the future as it sees fit. Your remote attendance hereby discharges Toastmasters International from all claims, demands, rights, promises, damages, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with the use or distribution of said video recordings, including but not limited to any claims for invasion of privacy, appropriation of likeness, or defamation. Now, coming to rules of meeting. Be always on mute, except role players and speakers when it's your turn to speak. At all other occasions, use the raise hand option if you want to make a point. Concerned speaker will do the required as appropriate. Please ask only Tech Master if you're audible and or visible or not. Chat option is available with open. Avoid messaging in between to avoid distractions. Do not share screen in between to avoid distraction. Only timer can share the screen. That's it from my end. Now let me introduce President of Delhi One Toastmasters, Toastmaster Ruli Sinha.
Thank you, Mr. Sergeant Adams. Good evening, everyone. I hope that all of you are doing very well. We have another virus amongst us, but I think it's more important to focus on the positives in life. We also have a fantastic investment scenario in cryptocurrency. I don't know much about it, and I think that our Toastmaster of the day is going to shine much needed light on it. Before I call on stage, I'd like to welcome our guests. So let me begin with Sumit N. Sumit, would you like to share a little bit about yourself? Sumit? Did Sumit just log out? Okay, perhaps he's facing some kind of network issues. I hope that he'll join back very soon. May I move to Rohan? Rohan, would you like to introduce yourself to us and perhaps even switch on your video? Hi.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good
I'm
evening.
sorry, I'm currently using my mobile phone, so my video, I don't think it might be looking so fine. I
It's
hope
looking fine. We are
it's
able
not.
to see your face.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
that works.
Actually, I was introduced to this particular session by my friend. He's a good friend of mine, right from the college days, Alok Kujur. I'm currently, I was working for a edtech company, Coin Educational Solution, which is based out at Thane. Uh, I had heard about Toastmasters. I always wanted to be a part of it, but never got any kind of such opportunity. Maybe now with my friends' help, I might join it and be a regular participant at it.
Thank you so much, Rohan. Are you based in Mumbai?
No, ma'am. I'm currently working from home. I'm
Okay,
Hyderabad based.
all right. Well, I hope that you have a very good time at our meeting today. We'll be going through, and I'm sure that Alok will do a grand job at explaining the meeting structure and everything. But I hope to see you in the table topic section.
Sure,
So
ma'am.
let me welcome, thank you so much,
Much
Rohan.
obliged, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. You can keep your video on because it would be very nice to see at least your face. So thank you so much for doing that.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to now move on to Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta. Sir, why don't you give us a brief on what you're expecting out of the meeting today?
What I'm expecting is something which I forgot, nostalgia, which is also the word of the day. I shall explain this thing in the later part. Yes, I missed meetings of Delhi Toastmasters Club. And what I expect is that whatever I had left there in the club, it should be better, because sometimes someone's absence also makes the things better. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, I've also heard that absence makes our hearts fonder, but I hope that instead of absence, we'll be focusing more on presence and mindful presence. I remember that my son had spoken about cryptocurrency. He was all excited and he wanted to invest. And I was very scared. And I thought that, no, this is not even legal and we shouldn't be doing this. And he went into a lot of detail about how it can be worked out in a legal fashion. I am still not convinced, even though he dabbles in it quite a lot. But I am sure that Alok will be introducing this topic to us in a very clear fashion, encouraging all of us to not look at it with fear and concern, but with excitement and curiosity. So without further ado, I would like to request Alok, our Vice President membership, to take the stage and go ahead with the meeting and enlighten us about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, Alok, could you?
Thank you, Madam President, and good evening, everyone. Economics is boring. This is a lie we have been told all our lives. But accept it or not, our life depends on it. War, poverty, revolution, they all hinge on economics, which itself rests on one key concept: money, the ultimate catalyst for the worst and the best of human endeavor. Like it or not, money defines our social status. It also compromises our moral sometimes. Some people spend life chasing this rectangular piece of paper. Some are willing to fight and even kill for it. But are we headed towards the end of money as we know it? Will we have to ban our rupees, dollars, and euros and transform every single penny we have into digital form, or should I say cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency, as you all know, has taken the world by storm. Is it really the new gold or the future of money, or is it just a gambling, a recipe for disaster? We are all clueless, and yet that does not prevent any of us from speaking excessively at length on cryptos. And so I am also doing that today. Well, not a week goes by when cryptocurrencies do not dominate the news. What the internet did for information, digital currency is doing the same for money. It is revolutionizing transactions and eliminating banking. Our colleagues won't stop talking about it. Our friends want us to invest in it. So what do? We weigh the pros and cons and understand where we are putting our money. And that's where the problem lies. Most of us do not understand money and its handling. It is a life skill that we are not taught in school beyond some basic computing. So at the risk of simplifying, let me tell you what cryptocurrencies are in layman terms. Why was it invented in the first place? But before I tell you how cryptocurrencies operate, let me tell you how our Toastmasters meeting operates. So our every Toastmaster meeting is divided into 3 segments. Today in our first segment, we have one speech and one panel discussion. The second segment is the impromptu or the table topic segment, where anyone, including the guest, can participate. The third is the most important evaluation segment, where we'll all learn how to improve ourselves with the help of feedback we'll be getting from our fellow Toastmasters. So let us now move to our first segment. But before that, let us have a quick introduction of our role players. Our first role player is the timer for meeting. I would request Toastmaster Karthik to please come forward and describe his role. Toastmaster Karthik, over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Karthik Mishra, timer of today's meeting. My job is to record, remind, and report the time taken by each and every role player and respective speakers in this meeting. My job is to help the respective speakers and role players for their better performance as per their delivery or speaking skills. I will submit my report at the end of the meeting. That's it from my end. Over to Timon.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. Our second role player is the hour counter for a meeting. I would request Toastmaster Shubham to please come forward and describe his role. Over to you, Toastmaster Shubham.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alok. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I'm playing auxiliary role as a R counter for today's meeting. And as cryptocurrencies have their high and lows, we also have our high and low within our speech, within our communication style, be it a table topic or be it any speech. As a role of R counter, my role is threefold. I'll be noticing down and counting upon your filler words such as so, these may not be evident to the speaker, but it is very clear to the listener. And I'll be playing a role in giving you a number against your counters. The second role is to note your long pauses, as cryptocurrencies also have a tendency to make a stagnant position. We also tend to use certain long pauses within our speech, which may be sometimes good, sometimes bad. We will see to it. Third, my role will be to repeat once the speakers are repeating their words like I, or, this means. Just like cryptocurrencies have their dashboards, I will also present my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Alok.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubham. Our third role player is the language evaluator for our meeting. I would request distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta to please come forward and describe his role. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Alok. Today, I shall be playing the role of the language evaluator, and my role would be to listen everyone carefully and then note down the grammatical mistakes like half sentences, half phrases, or some misuse of noun, adjectives, and adverbs, and also things like that. And I also selected a word for the word as the word of the day. I would like to share my screen for a moment. Please enable me to share my screen.
Yes, you can.
I'm still. The word of the day is nostalgia. It's a noun. It can also be used as an adjective like nostalgic and as an adverb like nostalgically. Meaning of the word is homesickness. I would like to explain the meaning. It's like it's a wishful or excessively sentimental yearning for return to or of some past period of irrecoverable condition. For example, we get nostalgic when we remember of physical meetings before COVID-19. The second example is we enjoyed the nostalgia brought, she enjoyed the nostalgia brought on by the show. Over to the Toastmasters. I would encourage everyone to kindly use the word of the day as many times as possible.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Rajmata sir. Moving ahead with our theme. So, what exactly are cryptocurrencies? At the risk of simplifying, let me tell you what cryptocurrencies are. Cryptocurrencies are virtual currencies that use a technology called blockchain to make them ultra secure, nearly impossible to counterfeit. What are blockchains, you may ask? I say, forget it, it's not important right now. What's important is that cryptocurrencies are not owned by any country, and hence no central bank can lay a claim on them or regulate them. That's an important feature once you know the history of the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Legend has it that a group of people under the name Satoshi Nakamoto first invented Bitcoin. The actual identity of the people behind the name Satoshi remains unknown till date. What prompted the group to launch it was the great financial crisis of 2008 that underlined world's excessive reliance on central banks for financial transactions. Hence, the idea was to launch a new currency that sidelines these central banks manned by humans, which are prone to misconduct. And with such a powerful story at its core, is it any surprise that Bitcoins caught the fancy of people all over the world? Now in Toastmasters, we know the power stories hold. And to share his story today, we have with us Toastmaster Shubham, who will be delivering a well-prepared speech. Before I call Toastmaster Shubham, I'd request his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Roli Sinha, to come forward and read out the speech objective. Over to you, Toastmaster Roli.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the meeting. Today, Toastmaster Shubham Rastogi will be presenting his Level 2 Project 3, which is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring from his path, Effective Coaching. The purpose of this project is for him to clearly define how Toastmasters defines and envisions mentoring. And he will be delivering a speech to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege himself. I wish him all the best and would like to suggest a timer to note that the speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roli. So without further ado, please help me welcome Toastmaster Shubham. His speech title is Mentor, Someone to Look Up to From. Someone to Look Up to From, Toastmaster Shubham. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I have a small request from Sergeant at Arms to please pin me for everyone's benefit. And
You are pinned.
thank you. I'll just change my view because at times I'm able to see myself and I want to see timer. Without any further ado, again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. Today, I'm here to discuss with you about a mentor. He or she may not be a relative or a friend, but everyone has it. You know, we may follow different mentors during different parts of our life. It could be celebrities, it could be politicians, it could be siblings, a elder brother, younger sister who is performing well, but everyone has it. And I may have forgotten all the contents of this speech, but I'll try to collate it back again and again. I may not be a psychiatrist, but what I know about human being is that we inspire about our surroundings. That's why we all of us are here in this meeting for the sole purpose of self-development. And we all inspire each other. We all are mentors, protege to each other. And particularly, this is the simple reason why Toastmaster International also came up with a mentor-mentee relationship. I'm glad that my mentor Anand Kumar is here and can guide me about my aspects in my life. And similarly, we follow this particular mentor-prodigy relationship throughout our life. We should seek guidance and inspire from our mentors. Sometimes this is the only fuel that we needed to pump our life. In my personal life, I see my uncle as my mentor. Whenever I am in a difficult situation about my life, I try to imagine what my uncle would do in such situation. And I am amazed how putting yourself into someone else's shoes and understanding how he would look upon your life, it amazes me. It gives me an unbiased decision about my whole life. In my professional life too, I am blessed with different mentors. I look up to my CFO and COO for guiding me and inspiring me in different stages of my official life. Those, since I'm talking about mentors, it may be giving you a nostalgia about your own mentors. Those who agree with me, give me a show of hands who have at least thought once of about their mentors. I can see my timer in Toastmaster of the day giving me a show of hands. Everyone has thought about their mentors. Now let's take a moment. Let's take a moment and understand, do everyone get a chance to have a mentor? Just imagine whether your maid's son will ever get a chance to have a celebrity as a mentor. My Toastmaster of the day must be, looking forward to Elon Musk for his love of cryptocurrency. But everyone is not fortunate enough to have that type of technical skills and understanding and access to certain modes. There's a vacuum in their life. He may not be able to have even a single mentor. Such type of people are missing out numerous opportunities just because of a simple reason. Nobody ever cared enough to show them a ray of light of guidance. Everyone should be able to explore the world. And hit me hard. It hit me hard during the COVID time. I was just scrolling through my phone on Instagram and an NGO page, Super School India, came across my mobile screen. It is a great initiative started by Miss Radhika and her team. I immediately got myself enrolled for their youth mentoring program. What does it do? It had a grilling process of getting interviewed. It was a 2-round interview. I got selected, and I am lucky enough to mentor a 17-year-old kid based out in Ahmedabad. He comes from a humble background, but he is an audacious person. He reminds me of my nostalgia during my school life. Do I coach him? No, I'm not a coaching. I'm not running a coaching institute. I'm not giving him I'm not teaching him a short span of life career goals. I interact with him. I interact with him on a daily, on a weekly basis and guide him on different paths of his life. We started our journey by selecting his college, filing out applications for different colleges, and luckily, he grabbed his best college. I'm not saying that's my take, but at least I was fortunate enough to have such a mentee, and he is blessed to have a mentor. He makes audacious moves. He has a he has a zeal of life to upskill his communication skills. And I'm following this Toastmaster mentor-mentee relationship with him. And he made if I may tell you, he made a bold move. He published 2 videos of him speaking in fluent English. Even I cannot do it till now. We should adopt such type of practice within our Toastmasters club. And it amazed me. It amazed me how he is performing well. We have a long journey to go to. And now every time when I think of numerous ways of helping him out. He wants to start earning as soon as possible. Luckily, I have an office in Ahmedabad and I can get him placed for an internship without any hassle. Does it affect him? No, it helps him. It gives him the edge. Once I was talking with my peers about him that he is such a hardworking boy, but he lacks certain financial. He's facing some financial crisis and he cannot afford a laptop. My CFO came up to me. I want that kid to have a laptop. Get it delivered to him. It was, once you open a door, some other door opens for him. It's a long journey for all of us to get together into this. There's a very simple saying: if you cannot see where you are going, ask someone who has been there before. I am doing my piece of helping at least one person. And I hope you all will also make this place a better world by helping at least one person. Be a mentor. I request all of you to please have a gratitude and give a loud cheer for your mentors. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Toastmaster Shubham for such a wonderful speech. I absolutely loved hearing the speeches. And I would take this opportunity to remember my mentor, Toastmaster Devi D. Unfortunately, she doesn't join our meetings now. But I remember the day when I gave my first speech, I was literally trembling. And she helped me prepare my speech. Okay, so moving on. So continuing with the theme, what led to the current hype around cryptocurrencies in general and Bitcoins in particular? Well, it's not current to be accurate. As I said, Bitcoins was first invented in 2009. It took more than a decade for the idea to breach pop culture. But of late, what has really led to its stratospheric rise and fall is one person whom Toastmaster Shubham also mentioned, Elon Musk, often called the Tony Stark of the real world. Sometime back, Tesla, the company owned by Elon Musk, announced that it would accept payments for its cars in Bitcoins. Now, validation by Tesla led to a sudden rise in value of Bitcoin. Once that happened, Elon Musk later publicly abandoned payments in Bitcoin, prompting a sudden crash in its value. Thankfully, Elon Musk, while being powerful, is not all that powerful to completely destroy the story of Bitcoin. Bitcoin still enjoys popular support of billions of other people in the world who believe the future is all too bright for Bitcoin. Personally, as of now, I don't know whether it is right to invest in Bitcoins or, for that matter, any cryptocurrency. But what I do believe is that we can get a right perspective on life only through deliberations and meaningful discussions. Today also, we have a panel discussion based on theme doing right thing versus doing things right. And it will be conducted by our own Tony Stark of Delhi One Toastmaster Club, distinguished Toastmaster Roli Sinha. The stage is all yours, distinguished Toastmaster Roli Sinha. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster of the meeting. Since yesterday, it seems that people are likening me to all kinds of Avengers. I am still to understand or identify the right Avenger that I would like to be. I think it's a mix. Except Thor, I think I would like to be everyone. But whenever we think about our lives, I think we have this perspective that we are right. We are right in whatever we are doing. And we want to believe that because we want to feel good about ourselves. And when we say that we are right, sometimes we feel that we are doing the right thing. sometimes we feel that we are doing things in the right manner. I feel that there are times when there has to be a choice between doing the right thing and doing things right. This is not something that is very evident to all of us all the time. It's a very subtle difference because both of these choices are going to lead us to the right path. But I'd like to understand from our panelists today what they feel about these choices and how they are incorporating this in their lives. We had three panelists, but one of them had dropped out due to a network issue. So I'd like to ask Rohan if he would like to join. Would you like to join us, Rohan, as a part of the panel discussion? Would you like to be one of the panelists? I promise I'll keep it very, very simple and easy for you. Just unmute yourself, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I would like to join, be part of the deliberation and discussion. Is it pertinent? What, ma'am, may I know the topic? Is it related to the cryptocurrency one or the choices of whether things have to be
The
in the right way?
choices,
Yeah, ma'am. I
the
would definitely.
choices.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to
Great.
learn, unlearn, and be part of the discussion, and also know what others also know, like the distinguished panelists over here, what kind of view they hold over these particular topics which are just told. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rohan. With that, I'd like to also introduce our other panelists. We have two other panelists with us today. Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta, whom we all know and understand as a very wise, experienced, mature human being. And I would personally love to hear his views on this topic. And then we have Toastmaster Jaya Ganguly, who is a teacher. She, I think, embodies all of the qualities that I would love to have in myself. But maybe I'm just a little too stuck up in my own mindsets. And I don't really take on the kind of generosity or spirit that she shows. To continue and as we go. I like that one can, yeah. So just keep your view. I think this angle is suiting you quite well. And I like to begin. You can mute yourself. Tell me doing the thing and things right.
Rolling, there is network issue at my end.
No,
It was not clear. Can you
I think
repeat?
I think it was there at Rolly's end.
Same
yeah,
here.
Toastmaster Roli, if you could
I could
repeat the
not hear
question.
you.
I could
There
not.
was a break in the voice. Yep.
Okay, I think that
Now also
I
it's
will just try to also.
Still going on. Your voice is lagging.
Every one of us thought that the problem is at our end,
yeah.
but I understood by Karthik's expression that he is also facing such issue.
Is it still lagging?
No, now it's fine.
Okay. All right, so let's begin. I'll repeat the question. I was wondering, Toastmaster Jaya Ganguly, do you feel that there is a choice to be made between doing things right and doing the right things?
What I feel is doing the right thing is when, suppose I am a teacher, I'm in an organization. I cannot just take the things for granted. Whenever there are things in an organization, it has to be done. The things have to be done in a right way. Because in school, we are dealing with students and it is the lives of the students. So their careers, etc. So there is no choice doing the things other way. We have to do the things right way, efficiently, and doing the right things means if we don't do the things right, we won't know that how effective we are. That is what I feel. Doing things one thing efficiently and the other thing, how effectively we are doing the things right. That is, according to me, my understanding of doing things right versus doing the right things.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya Ganguly. I'd like to know distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta's opinion on the same thing. Do you think that there is a choice to be made here, or are they effectively the same thing?
Thank you, Rolly. In these phrases, doing right things and doing things right, we see there are common words, doing things and right. But what if feel that we do not know what is right thing? When we start doing something, we do not know whether something is right or wrong. But if we start things doing rightly, we shall reach to the right things. We sometimes do not know what is our destination. But if we plan it in such a way and start working on it or start working on road, we shall definitely reach at a place or at a destination. Suppose I want to attend Delhi Event Toastmasters meeting on some particular day. And then on that day, I have a lot of work in my office. If I will not do the things rightly, those things in my office shall take a lot of time or maybe extra time. And I won't be able to do the right thing, which is attending the Delhi Event Toastmasters meeting, because I did not do the things rightly. So I think doing the things rightly is more important than doing right things, because doing things rightly shall take us to the right things. This is my opinion.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Radhan. I think that was a very, very elucidating experience that you've shared with this example. Very interesting perspective, and I'd like to ask Rohan. Rohan, do you agree with this thought that distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta has shared? That if you do things in the right fashion, eventually you will reach the right thing to be done.
Thank you, ma'am, for allowing me to speak. On this particular topic, as Raj sir, as he has said, one has to do the right thing and uh, to wait for the right thing. To do thing in the right way is a better option, and it always helps us reach out to the desired activity, to get the desired activity fulfilled. But I also wonder at times, like always following the right path, my mind it turns towards being a perfect person. Like it again reminds me that perfection might be the enemy of good. Like for example, if I plan for a tour or trekking activity, I would say that oh, everything should be perfect, my car and all, everything, my shoes and all. But at times it so happens that maybe everything's not perfect, but still then we might the trekking activity might go well. Or for example, if I sit and write for an essay, I get all the fodder and write, but then I say that this particular way it is not written, and I look only for perfection. Then at the end of the day, I might miss writing the essay. So I think, but right thing one has to do, like one has to do right thing for the society, for the family, for as a citizen. So these are very important things. So just I wonder one should not there are ways, like for example, one might always look for perfection, but at the end of time, at the end of the day, he might also miss out being good, and or he might not able to perform some activity. I think so.
That's a very incredibly thought-provoking suggestion and idea that you've shared, Rohan. I am also curious, like, does my uh, penchant for doing things in the right manner, does it lead to actually not doing the thing at all? Because the perfectionism just creeps in and it restricts me from taking the steps forward because I'm waiting for everything to be just right. So, very interesting perspective, and I'd like distinguished Toastmaster Rajmenta to respond to Rohan. Like when we are stuck in that dilemma, how do we come out of it?
When we stuck in dilemma, that when to choose what is right thing, see, we do not know what exactly when or where or what is a right thing until and unless we taste it. If we have experienced it sometime in the past, we can say that sitting in a particular posture for healthy mind or body is a right thing. But until and unless we do it, we won't learn it. Hence, doing the things, first of all, doing the things is most important. Then we come to know how to do it and what is the right way of doing it. If we do it in the wrong way, definitely we shall go in the wrong direction or maybe to the wrong thing. But if we do it in the right way, we shall go to the right thing. So point is that doing the things rightly is important than anything else. Sometimes it may restrict us. It may take extra time. It may take extra efforts. But still, I feel that doing the things in the right way is more important because that will ultimately lead us to where we want to go.
Okay. Um, I I'm happy that you are still giving us a direction that it's more important to do the things in the right fashion, and eventually it will lead to the right thing. I'm still curious about this kind of dilemma that Rohan has shared, and I'd like to get Toastmaster Jaya's opinion on it as well. Do you think that this kind of focus and intense perfectionism is sometimes the barrier for us to do things at all, whether they're right or wrong?
Really, I think whatever we do in life or whatever we want to achieve in life, everyone at any point of time likes to give the best shot. And we don't know that whether we are doing the right thing or the right way without looking into the actual result. But the thing is, aim is will be always to give the best shot. And we wait for the result later on. But whatever is the problem or anything, for example, right now, nowadays, I have not been attending the Toastmasters. We have board exams, class 10th and 12th board exams going on. So, what do we tell the students? Give your best shot. Don't wait for the score. Work hard, the things will be on the right track and things will fall in the right place. So, that is what is my take on this.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya. I think, what do you think, Rohan, of these two perspectives? I think both distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta and Toastmaster Jaya are kind of pushing us as in you and I at least, us to take the step forward, start doing it, and then try to do it right. And then you will reach the right thing. Do you think is something that you will be able to adopt as a philosophy, as an approach? Let's just start.
Yes, ma'am, definitely, ma'am. Both sir, ma'am, they have shared some certain really valid and uh, certain aspects wherein one has to always try to look forward. Like sir has always sir has told that a noble path, righteous kind of path is a better way, which might help us uh, go on the right, help us in choosing the right path. And as ma'am has told that to move ahead, like move forward, take a leap, don't just wait, grab the opportunity. And this is actually the nudge behavior or nudge economics. Generally, people say like one has to take a step forward, and only then one can know whether one has taken. I also think that if one has taken a step forward, then only I might know whether this was a right path or whether I had just taken a blind leap. So yes, that's the first most thing. Like if I want to go join some trekking camp, like I can't just sit in my home or in my bedroom and plan things unless until I just get up, grab the bus or grab the mode of transport and reach out there and eventually participate in the camp. Else it's just a pipe dream or it's just some kind of activity which always remains elusive. Yes, ma'am. They have shown the right path. One has to keep pushing, and as said that right path, the noble path will always help us choosing it, and also it solves many of the problems of the society, also corruption and all. So these are the things which affect us. So yes, ma'am. In a way, I do agree with both of the panelists. Their experience which they shared. Right, ma'am.
Thank you, Rohan. I'd like to also get the audience's point of view in this. Um, Toastmaster Jatin, do you ever have this kind of a challenge where the right thing is right there in front of you? You know exactly what should be done, but still there's something which is stopping you from taking that step forward, and you're not able to choose. Maybe you
Yes,
can unmute yourself.
yes. Thank you so much, Madam President, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. So I was on a call and I was just scared, like Rolly was asking me your viewpoints on this. I don't know what's happening over there. So yeah, so great you understand me the thing. Yes, it happens some of the other time. I know the right thing. My last speech was regarding the same thing only, procrastination. It could be one of the factors, but there are a lot of factors when we are not able to do. See, like my friend every day goes to night out and his mom calls me, where is he? Like I have to say, like we have gone to a Murthal to a trip, and like so that is not the right thing, but I have to do that. Okay, so there are some compulsions in the life which I have to take care of. And funny thing is that I would be taking my corporate meetings and his mother will be just banging on my phone, and I just to say that he is with me, and he just decides. So that's the thing. Okay, so yeah, I personally feel that there are a lot of incidences. This is just a few of the things. Or another incident that comes in my mind is like Ma'am talked about the board exams, right? So in my board exam, what I used to do, and everyone must be doing the same. Like if we don't know the answer, we write the question 3 times. Okay, and just write the because, and I have even done that to strike off all the things so that my answer should be seen bigger. Okay, so that's the thing. That's not the right thing, but at that moment we have to do that. So there is a very thin line to decide that, and yeah, sometimes we as a human do make mistakes. Yes, over to you.
Thank you so much for bringing in that realism to the entire perspective. I did not want us to work in a very idealistic fashion because, like I said right in the beginning, we want to feel that we are doing the right thing because we want to feel good about ourselves. But then life hits us hard, and then we are challenged in while making these kind of choices. I see that Toastmaster Jaya has raised her hand. Toastmaster Jaya, would you like to comment on this?
Yeah, I would like to comment. Today was English paper, and class 12th, 12th they had their English paper. So it is based for the first time class, like CBSE is having term 1 and term 2. And there is lot of dilemma in the minds of the students, since it is MCQ based, and for the past 2 years the exams were just online, and today was the first time they were giving the exams, public exam, uh, in the school itself, but it was multiple choice questions. Because why CBSE is aiming in that direction? Because they want the students to acquire the right skills for the right moment, for the right career choice, and whatever exams they sit for, uh, they are prepared. So what ultimately I wanted to say is that there were students I was just talking to, that, ma'am, did I do the because we school teachers are checking the papers. So ma'am, can you tell me whether this particular question was right or wrong? So I told that particular student, see, whatever you have done, you have given your best shot. Don't look at the past, just think of the exams that will be coming in the days to come. So you have to be optimistic, not pessimistic. That is what we teach our students. So that is how we try to connect with the students and try to tell them that don't look at past, look at future, and exist in the present. That's Thank you. Over to you, Rolly.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaya. For my final words, I will go to Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta. What is your comment on what Jatin said, that sometimes it's so difficult to make the right choice when we are facing this kind of a predicament, that a lie, a white lie, can save our friend from uh, the anger of a parent?
I feel that nobody is 100% perfect. And since everybody has to do something, so action has to be initiated. And in this particular aspect, sometimes we shall definitely make mistakes. We shall think that the things we are doing are not right, or are not being done in the right fashion, and we may not reach to the right thing at the end. But we have to continue. As far as the uh, Rohan's perspective is that we have to sometimes lie, or we have to say something which is not good, which others will not feel good, but still we have to do it, because what is the ultimate aim is that the everyone in the conversation, or everyone in the party, or everyone in the scene should be satisfied at the end. If a child is doing something wrong, and her and his friend is lying to the child's mother, and if the child is being saved, and at the end the mother is also is okay, so we are reaching at the right thing. Sometimes doing wrong things is also a right way. Thank you.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta. Sometimes doing the wrong things is the right way. Very interesting perspective. I don't know if I would be able to take this perspective as a parent, that somebody lies to me about my children. Fortunately, I've not had these kind of experiences. It's always happened the other way, and I've seen my children getting stuck in this dilemma, that should they tell the truth to the friend's parents, or should they try to save that person? And I always felt that today you may be able to save the friend, but what is that friend actually getting into? Is every night of partying the right way to go about in life? and what kind of conclusions it will lead to, what kind of repercussions it will have. I know that it's a difficult decision, but perhaps as a parent and as a guide to my children at least, I would have said no. Maybe not right at that moment when the parent is worried where the child is. That's not probably not the right moment, but the next day, I think it's time to have a sit down with the parent and the friend and say, this is what's happening, and it's probably not right. Having said that, I would like to still conclude with the entire discussion that yes, there is a choice to be made between doing the right things and doing things right. I do agree with distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta's suggestion that start doing the thing and eventually you will get to the right thing if you are trying to sincerely put in the efforts to do the things in the right manner. And thank you, Toastmaster Jaya Ganguly, for bringing that perspective about your students and your experiences as a teacher to this discussion. Thank you so much, Rohan, for participating in this. And I loved your candor for it. It was a very different perspective. And Jatin, very nice points raised. And I appreciate the fact that even though you were caught off guard, you still managed to give a very coherent and a very pertinent response. So thank you so much for the participation, each one of you. And I'd like to open the floor to launch the polls for our panelists. And each one of you, as our audience members and the panelists, can choose which one of the panelists impressed you the most. So may I request our Sergeant at Arms to launch the poll, or should I do it?
Actually, polls had not been made yet.
All right. So perhaps we can have all of the polls towards the end of the meeting. I'd request the Sergeant at Arms and perhaps the host to see if they can edit the poll and create them. Otherwise, we will use a manual method towards the end of the meeting.
I
Right now,
request, sorry to interrupt, I request everyone to give feedback using the feedback link on the chat box to the speaker of today's meeting.
thank you. Thank you so much,
You can
Toastmaster Karthik. Thank you. Yes. Very valid point. Toastmaster Karthik had posted the feedback link just a few moments ago. If each one of us can use that link to provide feedback to our speaker today, Toastmaster Shubham Rastogi, for the speech that he delivered, and any comments that you have about the meeting, please do feel free to share. We would love your opinion on it. And with that, I would like to hand the stage back to our Toastmaster of the meeting. Please continue with your guidance on cryptocurrency. And I hope that each one of you will be ready to participate in the poll towards the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roli. I couldn't contain myself to share my bit about this interesting topic because I hope you'll be asking me for my opinion. But here's my bit. Uh, I I think doing the right thing, I weigh doing the right thing much more higher than going by the rules, because I think going by the rules might be boring. It might lack creativity, and I think policies can be great at times, but miss the mark when it comes to humanity. And let me give you an example. Suppose a child uh, is giving her or his final examination, and she misses the mark by just 1 or 2 marks. I am sure Toastmaster Jaya would be happy to give her that grace 2 marks just to qualify her to the next class and not going by the rules that which says that she or he should remain in the same class. So I think doing the right thing is the best thing for, according to me, because it needs human touch and it needs courage, because it is the rebels who break the barriers and bringing revolution. So yes, going ahead with our theme, what are the issues around cryptocurrency use? The first is that the transactions are irreversible. Once you have paid, you have paid. You will not get a penny back in case of failed transactions because there is no central authority where you can go and lodge your complaint. Second, they are extremely volatile. Prices go up and down like a roller coaster. The problem, a third problem has to do with security. The digital wallets containing Bitcoins are stored in phones and computers, and we all know how vulnerable these are to thefts and hackers. So people should be aware of all the pitfalls, especially when it is related to money matters. But to avoid any pitfalls in our public speaking journey, we have something in our meeting called a table topic segment, where we all can practice giving an impromptu speech. And today's table topic session is conducted by someone who is known in our club for his sense of humor. We all know who is the guy. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Jatin Verma. Toastmaster Jatin, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, and a warm good evening to everyone over here. And the nostalgic feeling is really high on me because I have come back to a club after 6 weeks of halt. Though I was in contact with everyone, just to say that I'm not coming to the meeting. Okay, so yeah, moving on to the table topic segment. It's my favorite segment because as a guest, I was only allowed to participate in this only, uh, due to Toastmaster compulsions. So that is why. So I would like to tell about the segment. You have to speak for at least a minute to qualify for the segment, and the topics will be random. Okay, and even the guest can participate in that, and everyone is welcome to participate. Speaking on the timing side, you have 1 minute to qualify the topic, and 1.5 is the limit of the yellow mark, and 2 minutes is the red mark limit. Okay, beyond 2.5 minutes you are disqualified for the section, and 30 seconds are always given as a grace period. Okay, so moving on to the topic, the cryptocurrency. So I was really amazed to see the topic because the topic has sent to us today only. So yesterday I was wondering what to plan my tables topics on. So after getting the topic, I really thought of the thing, the cryptocurrency. Okay, the craze has been after the lockdown period has been blown exponentially, and the craze. I would take the example of the same friend who's really maniac about the cryptocurrency and just shows me every now and then, see this coin. If I would have taken this just a year back, I would have bought an Rolls Royce. Okay, so I also smile to him and say after a year you'll say the same thing. Okay, so these things comes and go, and I personally don't think this is permanent, because new coins will be introduced, the currency will evolve. It's just that someone who has got a really big hamper in it, didn't just justify to buy the Bitcoin at the first go. Okay, so all of the gyan aside about the cryptocurrency, I would like to move on to my segment. Okay, so I would like an experienced Toastmaster to guide how to give a table topic segment. So by experience, I only means DTM Raj Mehta. Okay, distinguished Toastmaster. So sir, would you like to take the first topic?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so sir, you have to choose number between 1 and 9, keeping 7 aside for Shubham. So 9 only. Okay, 9. Okay. So
I didn't say anything yet.
yes. Just that. 1 and 9.
One.
Number keeping aside 9 for the Shubham. Okay.
Okay. So my
Yes.
number is 1.
1. Okay, great. So sir, your topic is, if a crypto coin will be on your personality, how will it be? If a crypto coin will be your own personality, how will it be? The stage is yours.
Thank you, table topic master. Yes, a day will come when a crypto coin shall be introduced and it shall be named as Raj Mehta. You know why? Because this crypto coin shall denote that there was a person, Raj Mehta, who was special in many things. He stammered a lot, yet he was a trainer. He was a public speaker. He was a person who didn't miss even a single bath since last 11 years. And these two things are facts. Since I have some characteristics in me, some unique factors in me, some unique features, some unique personality points in me, so that coin will become very valuable. The coin will go into the minds of people, and they will think that if such a person can do something in his life and achieve something in his life, why not us? I want my life to be remembered as a person who motivated others, who mentored others, and who helped others. Whatever I have with me at this moment in the form of money or bank balance or property or anything, on my knowledge, I want that to be used till the last bit of it and to be used for some good thing. So what I think that if there would be a Bitcoin in my name, it should be named as Raj Mehta. And the purpose of this is to ensure that it goes for the welfare of the people in public. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a great topic, and I give kudos to your experience that you will name the cryptocurrency, and certainly the cryptocurrency won't be volatile due to your maturity. I'm I'm assured about that. And moving on to our next speaker, table topic speaker, I would like to invite Rohan to the segment, guest Rohan. So Rohan, can you choose the number between 2 and 8?
I'd go with 2.
2. Okay. So your topic is, if you have purchased a Bitcoin for $1, how would you have utilized it now? If you have purchased a Bitcoin for $1, how would you have utilized it now? Stage is all yours.
Well, you have put me on spot. Well, I actually always wanted to purchase Bitcoin or any form of cryptocurrency. It has always, these things which as a since 4 to 5 years, I have always been wondering about this thing. It has been appealing to me. Anyways, if I get to have Bitcoin for $1, that is around 70 rupees almost, I would use it. Sorry, I'm taking a bit long time. Maybe I would like to purchase something through eBay. For example, in case if I get any device which I may not find in India or so.
Yes, go on, Rohan. Describe us a bit more.
In case, actually, I thought of something else. Well, I'm sorry. I'm like, what should I say?
No issues, Rohan. You have tried a good part, and I was really amazed to see the glare in your eyes when I said like you will get a Bitcoin at a $1.
Actually, it's not possible thing to happen, but it would have been a great thing.
Yeah.
People go online, like there are certain torrents, they would have done shopping through that, where it happens through that actually. And also the dark side of internet, the dark net is always there, but I didn't want to venture it. I never want to venture into that thing. I thought it should be used. Maybe I would have used it I would have taken it to a friend who knows like how it is, the technology, what it runs, what it is embedded in it, and how exactly the encryption works. Maybe in that ways I would have looked at it. But I can't actually, actually that would have been a better thing, because $1 of Bitcoin won't be of much use. I would have extracted something better, so that the blockchain technology, which is the back end of it, maybe one can use it for blood banks or vaccination drive or something else in the current vaccination platform, or something which might be beneficial for the society, maybe.
Okay, thank you so much for your wonderful views, and I would certainly would have hoped like you have got the Bitcoin for $1. So
Yeah.
it is currently like $15 lakh per Bitcoin. So it has
Yeah.
been really great. So moving on, I would like to invite our only speaker of the day, and he was yawning, I guess. So like we have to give him a table topic to have in the meeting. So yes, so your number is already 9. I won't give you the choice, but the topic is describe the country which only deals in cryptocurrency. Describe the country which only deals in cryptocurrency.
Since when our table topic session has converted into an IAS examination. See, I completely forgot. I was watching one interview a few days back in my car. CA Anil Singhvi, Z Business Channel, he mentioned in his interview that 2 countries are running purely on the Bitcoins. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about about their names. But the benefit of having a cryptocurrency completely would be that it would eliminate the central bank within its own country. And since it is more secured than our own personal transactions from banking, OTP based, or any Visa transactions, I would rely completely on the cryptocurrency if it is the only sole mode of having a transaction done. So I am on such a boat for cryptocurrency that either it is there for 0 or either it is there for 100%. As a chartered accountant, I have not invested any single penny till yet in a cryptocurrency, because if a single Dogecoin can move skyrocketing price just because of a single tweet, I don't invest money in such type of things. If it is there solely and there will be no dollars, no euros, then definitely I would have it in my phone, in my hard drives for all type of transactions. Moving on, but definitely this is the future. Like this is the theme. Mobile phones changed our whole game of living our lives. Now we cannot live without it. Definitely within a decade or so, we will completely move online to the cryptocurrencies exchange. And definitely, since I don't have any money in my wallet, but I do carry my UPI everywhere and I'm able to transact it. Definitely later on, once it is there, we will carry our Bitcoins, and hopefully, as DTM Raj sir said, his cryptocurrency will be out in a decade. We will carry it in our pockets. That's all. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Jatin.
Thank you so much, Shubham. It really gives me relief when a chartered accountant says that I haven't invested a single penny in cryptocurrency. So I am on the same boat. Okay, so I was just looking around the people like who are on the same boat and share the same views. And yeah, I'm very glad. Like even if you don't have a wallet in your purse or pocket, we can certainly manage to roam around the Delhi. Okay, so yeah, moving on. I can see Toastmaster Karthik has raised his hand, so I certainly welcome his voluntary efforts. So can you choose a number between 1 to 9, excluding all those numbers who has one has been taken place? So eradicating 1, 2, and 9.
3.
3. Okay. Okay. So Toastmaster Karthik, your topic is describe an imaginary cryptocurrency. Describe an imaginary cryptocurrency.
Imaginary cryptocurrency is something which has been created to add in value one by one and creating euphoria about it by publishing about it from the well-known people, about its importance, about its value, and creating falsification estimate about it. Like taking reference to the previous speaker, dog ate Bitcoin, Elon Musk, famous entrepreneur, has said it about it. Then its value got inflated. In the same way, for imaginary Bitcoin to be created from India, many so-called celebrities, if they say about it, use Bitcoin, then people will buy it. And in India, we can create a new Bitcoin. And if it's recognized by SEBI, then it's legal. That's it from my end. Over to
Okay.
TTN.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik. It was really indeed a good view on a Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency. And I certainly hope to make this session more cheerful and no serious answers. We aren't just on the CNBC Awas discussing financial topics. So you can give your views. And moving on to our next, I can see Anand, Toastmaster Anand is working really on two screens. So directly from London, England. So Anand, can you basically name a number? Eradicating 1, 2, 3, and 9.
Okay, I had my roll number 5, so I will just choose that.
Okay, so 5 is a great number. So Anand, the topic is like, what will you buy at the dark web with cryptocurrency? What will you buy at the dark web with cryptocurrency? Over to you.
What I will buy is probably the manuscripts of uh, one of the really greatest writers of recent India, that's of Mirza Ghalib, and his manuscript is something which I am trying to read in last few months. Uh, and why I would like to do that is because he is just not a poet who speaks in Urdu, but he's a poet who speaks of Indian mythology and who speaks of the Indian cultures and traditions through the Urdu language, which in modern India, for many people, they consider it as something which relates to Islam. But he just breaks the boundaries of the language. He merges language which is Urdu, which people now believe and relate to that of Islam, and talks of Christianity, and at the same time brings the Hindu mythology. At one of the places, he actually mentions he's actually giving a story to his own lover, and it's a really very beautiful scene. He says that why don't you just remove the very naqab from your face, or the very covering from your face? And he's trying to portray that, and he's trying to portray the beauty of that person. But if you dig into the very words, you will get to know that he actually uses few of the really important words which normally a person who is of an Islam religion would not use it. He says that please remove the covering from the Kaaba, which is the Makkah. Who knows that there might be a kafir inside? So of course, it's really very politically a contradictory thing. You of course cannot have a kafir in Makkah, but that's what the beauty is. And the way he used to tell it, the free speech which was present at that very time, is what which really mesmerizes me, and it's something which I'd like to love and see and hear from the same person again. So I would probably go and watch his manuscript and buy that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand. It's good to see, it's good to see your views coming from ancient India's, buying the manuscript in the modern currency. So that's the contradiction itself. And yet certainly, I don't know to which extent you have studied Ghalib. So it was indeed an really good insight, which you have given us. And the stating the example, I really loved it. And I could see 2 smiling faces left with me with table topics. But I have to ask the timer, does time allows to take more topics?
We can take only one speaker.
Okay, one. Okay, so I would like to invite Madam President, if she's comfortable with the topic. So, Madam President, can you choose the numbers between 4, 5, 6, and 8?
Okay, let's go. I think fifth one already has been taken. Anand took fifth, right?
Yes, fifth one is
Yeah,
taken.
yeah.
Right.
So
4,
let's
6,
go
and
with
8.
four.
4. Okay. So the topic for you is, what is the best investing decision of your life? What is the best investing decision of your life?
Thank you for the topic. I think I'm going to turn the scene around a little bit. I have never considered money to be the driving force for my life. Many a times I used to forget that there is something called as bonus and we're supposed to get it. It was only as a manager that I used to get reminders from the HR team that I have to issue the bonuses for my team members. That's how I would remember. For my own self, I would not remember it. And once I would get the check, I'd be like, oh, yeah, this was also there. I would be very excited about it then. But the greatest investment of my life are my children. I don't have any doubts in saying that because the bond that I share with both of my children, being best friends with my daughter and having the best entertainer in life in my son, these are the boons of my life. They are. I'm very fortunate that I had the chance to be a mother and I had the chance to invest my time and my efforts into raising these people, giving them the guidance as best as I could, and helping them chart out their life in their own fashion. I'm very proud that each one of them has turned out to be a beautiful person, a beautiful human being who cares about other people in their own right. It's not that they are the same, they do not have the same perspectives, they do not even share the same opinion as I do. Unfortunately, we are able to live together. Very often, our house is called as a dormitory instead of a home because of the way we live together, more as friends and roommates rather than as parent child. And I'm very fortunate that I'm mothered more than I mother. And I think I would really love it if all of you have the chance to meet my children and find out for yourself that this is truly the best investment of my life. Thank you.
Certainly, indeed, and knowing your views, and certainly I am your like a faraway son, like you can call me. I completely accept that, and you're mother of DOTM. So like everyone comes under the umbrella, and it was great listening to you. But moving forward, we have also the Mannat Kaur, who is a table topic ninja of our club. She always come at the last moment, just like Shah Rukh Khan saves the heroine in the movie. So, Mannat, your topic would be, are you okay to speak?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So for Gavilian Mannat, your topic is, how would you spend your first Bitcoin? How would you spend your first Bitcoin?
Okay.
Uh, time was up. Okay, fine. You can continue.
I'll begin now. I've never really had the chance, or I've never really read a lot about what Bitcoin is. As far as I know, it's something related to cryptocurrency, but I don't know how it works or what it does. So here I'll be considering Bitcoin as my first salary. So instead of considering it as a cryptocurrency or something, a currency that is considered, that is used online, I'll consider it as my first salary, and I'll progress telling you what I would want to do as with my first salary. So many times I hear many people say that I'll give my first salary to their parents, but then I would also want to do that, but then I have a different wish to accomplish, or a different wish that I wish to do with those first salary or the money I get. So I aim that, okay, the first salary that I'll get, it'll be sufficient for me to buy a Macintosh for myself. So right now I have a Windows, but I've always wanted to have a Macintosh. Purposefully don't ask my parents right now to give that to me, because I wish to take that using my first salary I get. So I aspire that with the first salary I get, the first thing I will be doing is I'll be buying a Macintosh for myself. I'll be throwing away this Windows and I'll be using the Macintosh for myself, so on and so forth. And this is basically my plan to do with my first salary. And this is something I've wanted since a long time, since maybe 6th grade, when I got to know of Apple, when I got to know about the cool stuff they made, and then I read a lot about what Macintosh is and different versions of that. And since then I've had this liking for it, and I've always wanted to have it, but I don't ask my parents right now for it, because I wish to buy that using the first toil I do, and the money that I get from it, I'd like to buy it from that, and that's when it'll have the best value, I feel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gavilian Mannat. It was really a good topic to speak upon, and I wasn't expecting that much amount of maturity from a 13 grader to say like that. I don't ask few things from my parents. I will take from my first salary. I would certainly ask anything from a parent when I was young. I wouldn't feel the compulsion. So that is great. And like taking this, seeing this table topic segment as overview. So first of all, apologize to the timer for taking an extra topic. And moving on to that, the topics was really, I would say, on the same thing. But I heard the views from Anand, like the history point of view, from Broly, the philosophical view, from Shubham, the financial view. So it was great segment indeed, and I hope like all the speakers have spoken a great way. So can I ask a timer to launch the poll, please, if they're available right now?
Yeah. Everyone, please vote. We have 30 seconds for voting time. Poll is over. Please continue, TTM.
Yes. So I guess the poll is over. We have to choose a single winner, but everyone spoke to the fullest capacity, and I always love to hear everyone's view. And this nostalgic feeling of coming back to DOTM and being the table topic master is really surreal. I would be hoping in different meetings. Only one would know like the thing I'm talking about. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jatin. It was indeed an interesting table topic session. It is rare that we hear topics about Mirza Ghalib or the perspectives of a mother, or from a financial advisor like Shubham, or a friend who wants to buy a tech item on eBay, and especially a 13-year-old kid who hates Windows computer. It was really something interesting. Okay, moving on to our next segment. Toastmaster Shubham mentioned about Dogecoin. In case you are not aware of it, it is also a cryptocurrency which has a symbol of a dog on the top page of it. Well, it was created as a joke, and its aim was to make fun of how people would invest in anything and everything. And guess what? People did just that. Dogecoin capitalization rose to $50 billion thanks to Dogecoin supporters who use social media hashtags and social media posts to fuel its price. This is really something laughable and fascinating. Dogecoin is worth $50 billion because people believe it is worth $50 billion. It tells you about the times we are living in, where online campaigns can have a surprisingly impact on the market price of anything. An age where parity can be turned into a real asset. Does something as volatile as Dogecoin worth $50 billion? Do we need to risk our hard-earned money on such a risky asset? It is for us to evaluate ourselves. We'll keep that evaluation aside for a moment and let us quickly move to the evaluation segment of our meeting. Please help me welcome the general evaluator of our meeting, Toastmaster Anand. Over to Toastmaster Anand.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alok. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jatin. It was lovely hearing those table topics. Uh, uh, I'm so much thrilled to be here because I'm here after a long, long time. It feels to be back at home, but nevertheless, it's good to be back. And what we are basically going to do in this very segment is that we are going to evaluate. Now, when we say evaluation, it just not means giving feedback or receiving feedback, what we did right, what we did wrong. Because unless the best, like I heard this somewhere, that the best version of anything is only something which comes after editing. So it is this very editing part that we are trying to do. We are trying to understand what we are doing right, what we are, something which we could improve upon so that we can make the right edit. So when the real film or when the real speech is out there, when we are communicating in the real world, you know what are the right tools and techniques which works for you and not in general. So in this very first queue, we have got our speech evaluator, and it's our pleasure that distinguished Toastmaster Rodi will be evaluating the first speaker, or rather the only speaker who gave the speech, 5 to 7 minute speech. So I'd like to invite distinguished Toastmaster Rodi Sinha onto the stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand, our general evaluator. Toastmaster Shubham took me on a very nostalgic trip down the memory lane, and I recalled my mentor when I had joined Toastmasters. A phenomenal person with a great sense of humor and intelligence par excellence. I feel that Toastmaster Shubham has a lot of gratitude in himself and a lot of humility, that he was able to find so many positives in all of the people that he has come across and has chosen to make them his mentors. I really loved the storytelling technique that he adopted, and the transition from one mentor to the next was quite smooth, and I really enjoyed listening to it because it flowed so beautifully. I'm very happy that he chose a very simple title. Let's not get confused. Mentor is someone you look up to. And the message that came across through the entire speech was completely cognizant and in accordance with the title of the speech. I loved his voice modulation and the pauses that he took, especially the time when he said, "Do I coach him?" And then there was a like tiny little pause so that we could get that irony that no, of course he doesn't coach him. I feel that there are a couple of things that I would like Toastmaster Shubham to take care of. One is the way I'm standing right now. You can see my hands. So as long as the camera is focused all the way until the torso, so that the stage movement from one to another part of your speech can be very coherent and very clear. Also, the hand gestures make a lot of difference. So I appreciate the fact that he stood and delivered the speech, but because I could not see the hand gestures, I felt that there were times when he could have laid more emphasis, but that did not come across at that time. The second thing that I would like him to consider is that there was a lot of experience sharing, but more as the mentorship that he took on. I would have loved it if he would have elaborated on how his mentors have influenced him. Some tiny incidents. He acknowledged them, he paid gratitude to them, but I was missing the stories there. The third thing that I like him to make sure is that not make the ending so abrupt, because suddenly the red card went up and his speech came to a stop. It wasn't that I felt that the conclusion was not in line with the speech, but it was a little too abrupt. Finally, I have to compliment him. He is the master of rhetoric. There were so many sentences which just laid a lot of impression on me. We all are mentors and prodigies for each other is just one such example. I am sure that his mastery of the rhetoric and storytelling, combined with a little bit of the camera angles that we need him to do so that we can see his hand gestures, and his ability to smoothen the conclusion, will result in great speeches in the future. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam Evaluator, and I'd like to especially thank the evaluator because I know it's a bit tough for the person who was standing and delivering the evaluation to stand and deliver because of some constraints, but thank you so much for that. Okay, now it's time to move on from our speech evaluator to our other auxiliary role players who are helping us throughout the meeting. And what I mean by that is to move to our auxiliary role players or our auxiliary evaluators. The first in the queue is our language evaluator, and that's being played by distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta. So I would now like to invite distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta onto the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand, General Evaluator. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll start with in the order in which the people came on the stage. Karthik, he used 3 words in his opening: record, remind, and there was some third word which also started with R. I just couldn't note it down. And then the word synchronize. And Rolly, good uses of words were dabble, fear and concern, life hates us, candor, coherent, boon of my life, mothered was used as a verb. Then we had Alok, who used very many good words like ultimate catalyst, social status, taken by storm, dominate the news, pop culture, avenger, irreversible, volatile, roller coaster, vulnerable, pitfalls, etc. Then Shubham use stagnant position, someone else's shoes. Let's make it a movement, numerous opportunities, grilling process, audacious person. Once you open a door, the door it opens for others. Gratitude, table topic has table topic has turned into an IAS exam. Then we had Rohan use perfection might be an enemy of goodness or good. At the end of the day, take a leap. Jatin used banging on the phone, and Jatin also used exponentially, hamper, I'm on the same boat, table topic ninja. Jaya used dilemma, right thing, right time, right way. Anand used best version, comes after editing. Now coming on to the language part, which needs a little bit correction, is yeah. Okay. Karthik said at the end of the meeting, it should have been when the general evaluator will call me. Rolly said they are, then all of a sudden she changed the sentence, I'm fortunate. A beautiful person who cares for their. If she is talking in singular, the word should have been his or her and not there. For word was used flawed, I may be wrong, it should have been flew. Little too abrupt, too, when we are saying too abrupt or too something, too, in after that, it should be ended with some comparison. Rohan said, I am currently, then he changed it to I am working for. Alok used he for David, Toastmaster David. Shivam used something to look up to. It should have been something. Okay, the sentence was, or the title of the speech was something to look up to for. This for was not required. Everyone has, everyone did. So he changed the sentence. He amazed me, he amazed me. This was spoken twice. Then Jatin said some of the other thing, the word should have been things, to qualify for the segment of tabletop. Instead of segment, it should have been tabletop speech. Eradicating should have been used, instead of eradicating, the word should be cancelling or something else. Cancelling is a better word for instead of eradicating. Investing decision should have been investment decision. Manas said, I will buy Macintosh, I shall throw away Windows. It should have been laptop with Macintosh or Windows with laptop with Macintosh or laptop with Windows. Word of the day was used once by Rolly and twice by Jatin. And I also felt that some Hindi words were used by like Naqab, which should have been the English version of Naqab is wheel, and Kafir is a person which is referred to in English as unreligious. And I also felt that there was some mispronunciation. Yeah, instead of blessed, it was spoken as blessed. That's all for myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta. That really showed the detail and the depth in which you went during the whole course of the meeting. Really appreciate it. Now it's time for us to hear from our counter of the meeting, and that's being played by Jatin. So I would now like to, my bad, Shivam. I'd now like to request Shivam if he can come onto the stage and give his report. Yeah.
Thank you, General Evaluator Anand. First of all, this is my first meeting that I have encountered a guest to enter as a panelist. To enroll myself as a panelist, I would think twice. So give a huge round of applause to our guest, Rohan. Hats off to you, man. It takes a lot of courage. I stopped writing down your arms or anything because, those things can come after once you become a member, but having a courage to be a part of a panelist, not even table topic. So you just, hats off to you. So kudos to you. Moving on to our panelist section, definitely it was a heavy topic to take upon, whether to do a right thing or to do things rightly. That's why our panelists also went into some type of decision making and took more long pauses per se. My observation is that during our panel discussion, we have been taking more long pauses. Toastmaster Raj Mehta sir took 3 long pauses. Toastmaster Jaya Ganguly took 4 long pauses. And as I said, I have not noted down Rohan's long pauses. During our panel discussion, Raj sir took 3 hours, so twice. Toastmaster Jaya took so once and thrice. Moving on to our perpetual observational humorist and our table topic master today, Jatin. I've already texted him. His favorite word is and the way he speaks reminds me of a movie Grown Ups 2, like a buzzer. You say and, so definitely he'll try to smoothen in. And there's also a very interesting thing about his speeches. He tried to use 3 words in a single sentence. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah. So That is something, it feels good when you hear it, but definitely as a counter, it's my duty to tell you that. As a timer, Karthik used 2 hours during his introduction, as well as while he was presenting some polls or anything. It's good to see you, Anand, after a long time. And I can see in your speech that you need to be come back to your race. I have seen you, I have heard you many speech. I heard your many speeches. Those have been flawless. But today you used 13 times. So it's good to be back. Our Toastmaster Alok throughout our entire meeting used that once. So he repeated that. I repeated got twice. So twice. So he is not using ours, so or some filler words, but he's repeating words. Our president Roli used thrice and twice, and there was also 2 hours in her table topic segment. That is all from my side. It was an overall very enthusiastic and a nostalgic meeting. Thank you. Back to you, over General Evaluator Anand.
Thank you so much. My apologies, Shubham, and I hope that you soon will be also distinguished Toastmaster. But anyways, Toastmaster Karthik, if we can launch the polls for the auxiliary role players.
I'm left as a timer.
Oh, yeah, my apologies. And now I'd like to invite Toastmaster Karthik, the very important person who was dealing with time meticulously on the back end. It's our pleasure to welcome onto the stage Toastmaster Karthik.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Meeting started on time, 6:45 p.m. As in Sergeant Towns, I was within time limit. Present distinguished Toastmaster Roli Sinha was also well within time limit on her part. Teamod Alok has been within the time limit with respect to all his introduction, whatever he conducted in between the whole meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta exceeded time limit by 2 minutes in evaluation and 1 minute almost on the introduction. Speaker Shubham Rastogi has exceeded time limit by 28 seconds. He had taken 7 minutes, 58 seconds on his speech. Coming to table topics, Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta had taken 1 minute 53 seconds. Guest Rohan had taken 2 minutes 18 seconds. Shubham Rastogi had taken 1 minute 49 seconds on table topic speech. I have taken 1 minute 33 seconds. Anand Kumar has taken 2 minutes 12 seconds. Roli Sinha had taken Distinguished Toastmaster Roli Sinha had taken 2 minutes 21 seconds. And Manoj Kaur has taken 1 minute 48 seconds. And panel discussion time taken was 25 minutes 57 seconds. Exceeded time limit by 27 seconds. On evaluation, Distinguished Toastmaster Roli Sinha had taken 3 minutes 23 seconds within time limit. And all the evaluations of auxiliary role player is within time limit except me and Raj Mehta, Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta, sir. That's it from my end. Over to General Evaluator Anand Kumar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik. I will just skip the polls for now because I think we are running short of time, and I will request the president to take the polls when she will take on the stage. Okay, the polls has been launched, so no worries, we can have it now. I would request you if you can quickly cast your ballot. We'll wait for till 25 seconds and then we can close the polls based on whatever responses we receive. Okay. Yep. Thank you so much. Now, I will not take much of your time. I will just quickly jump into the evaluation as such. So the meeting began on time. Sergeant Stams was Toastmaster Karthik Mishra. I loved his warm gesture. He came up on the stage, introduced and went through the all the rules and regulations and every housekeeping rules which should have been mentioned. One pro tip which I actually witnessed in some of the club here is that during the transition time, what you can do is that sometimes it becomes a bit monotonous that people are clapping on mute. So you can share the audio of clapping, so that might just add some flavor and just make things a bit more immersive. I'd also like to see that if you can have an intro of the presiding officer, so it's always good to have that very flow of things rather than just handing, because if let's say if I'm a guest who is attending for the first time, I might not know about the person who's coming next. So it's always good to have that very particular thing. But overall, you met all the basics and you just checked all the boxes. There are a few things which are just extra add-on, and you might want to explore the same. Distinguished Toastmaster Rodi, the presiding officer, she took the introduction of the guest, and I really liked about what I really liked about the introduction is her personal anecdotes and the way she relates. It's not monotonous, and rather, I will say, just for the sake of asking, and that's something which is really very helpful when you have got a presiding officer of that experience and that zeal and energy. She of course had a theme kind of transition, and she brought in the Toastmaster of the day very nicely, so the transition was smooth. Toastmaster Alok came with a really very nice theme, which was cryptocurrency, and I was to a very large extent I was glued to what he was saying, right from the very way how the cryptocurrency came into existence, the very theory as such, and then different aspects of it, how different theories, like when it shoots up, when it comes down, what are the reasons which makes it volatile, and different other things. As a TMOD, he checked all the boxes. There was one thing which was missing, which was the feedback. So that's something which was just a slightly bit off track, but that's completely fine. Even I, as general evaluator, miss the name of the timer, so that's completely fine. That happens sometime, but that was one thing which happened. Apart from that, what as a speaker, not as a TMOD, what I would like to say is that I would have liked to know as a speaker when you are giving a speech, because it's kind of a mini speech, what are the legalities? Why, in the present context, there's a question about cryptocurrencies in the legal form. So why should we invest in it if we should invest? And if we shouldn't invest, why should not we invest? So this was a question which I as an audience would have loved to know. So as a speaker, you might want to look at the same, but as a TMOD, you checked all the boxes. That was a great thing done. Toastmaster Karthik Mishra, as the timer of the day, was meticulous with his timings. He had a really very detailed report, and he meticulously made sure that he treated who are the people who met the time limits and who didn't. At the same time, what I missed in the first part, or rather the introduction, is the different time limits which were to be iterated for different segments of the meeting, the table topics, the speeches, and the different segments, and especially for the evaluators. So that's something which is missed. But I think because most of us people knew maybe he skipped the part for that reason. But still, I will say that if we can have that pretty particular thing, it will be great. Because sometimes if there is a guest who just comes into the meeting and tunes in, he or she might want to hear the same and want to get to know the same. What are those things? And at the same time, I'd also request you, if you can check your slides then and there, and I would also ask the TMOD, whoever is the TMOD, make sure that the timer slides are visible then and there. So just get that very technical check done. Coming to our distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta, he had a very beautiful word which I actually didn't use, which was nostalgia, so I'm using it now. But apart from that, he had a really very good meticulous presentation of how he came up. It fitted on his MS Word, and that was visible. So if someone might be facing network glitches, there was a secondary backup sort of a thing which they could see. The Excel report was really very in depth, and I really appreciate it because he was doing the role of the panelist. He was the speaker in the table topic segment, and that really becomes hard to make sure that you do every single notation or every single points are noted down. So a thing which was really well done, something which, of course, the more you take up the role, the better you become at it, the pro you become at it, and that's really reflected in Distinguished Toastmasters presentation. Coming to Shubham Rastogi, who was our counter, I really like just not his presentation in terms of what did actually happen in terms of report, and of course the intro where he mentioned what his role was. But when he came with the report, it was just not the idea that you did this and you did that, but that very personal anecdote and those little stories. Like I will remember that, okay, that Shivam actually mentioned at one of the places that about Jatin, where he used three filler words in one single phrase and he texts that. So I will remember that at least for some while. So that was a very good thing, to bring your personal you bring your personality into what you say. Overall, the meeting was really very nice. Of course, there are a few things like, of course, we can have more participation of the members, but that's thing which I already know we are facing constraint on, and I really appreciate that in this very particular meeting we have come a long way. We have few more people over here, so we are on the right track. We can still do better, but at the same time we are on the right track, so I'm hopeful that things will be in place soon. It was a lovely meeting attending, and it's over to our Toastmaster of the day. So it's over to you, Toastmaster Alok.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand, for such a comprehensive report. And moving to our concluding theme of our meeting, and to answer Toastmaster Anand's query, in India or elsewhere, cryptocurrencies are still not a legal tender, but people are still investing in it because people around them are doing it. I myself have invested few thousand rupees in it just to check what the fuss is all about. I do not know if it's right or wrong, but the bottom line is this: the future of currency is digital. There is no doubt about it. But when you invest, you must know that you are not just investing, you are gambling. And if you do not want to invest in cryptocurrency, and if you do want to invest in cryptocurrency, do not invest more than 10% of your investment amount in it. I think Toastmaster Shubham will agree to it. Uh, so be financially literate and don't put all your eggs in one basket. And if you are ready to gamble, please also be prepared to win or lose. Thank you. Now I'll hand over the stage to our Madam President, Distinguished Toastmaster, Rolisina. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster of the meeting. Fantastic information and very well structured. Thank you so much for that lesson on cryptocurrency. I will definitely keep it in mind, not more than 10% of my investment amount, and be prepared to win or lose. Great lessons there. I'd like our Sergeant at Arms to please launch the poll for the main role players. And please also launch the poll for the best panelist in the final. Can we move to the poll for panelists? Thank you. Thank you for the votes and for launching the polls. I'd like to ask Rohan now, what is your feedback for our meeting? How was the experience for you? I know that you were put on the spot, but you handled it so well. So thank you for doing that. Your participation is really appreciated. So, what do you think about our meeting? Where can we improve?
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity. I would really thank my friend Alok for also giving me the opportunity to know about the to meet all of you on this virtual platform, and also meeting him of after a long time. It also brings in nostalgia into the picture, and also apart from this, I really like the way you treat each and every each and everyone is being treated over here. Everyone is being treated as both a mentor, as a protege. Everyone is getting evaluated. Everyone learns from his or her own mistakes. So this is a great learning platform, self-learning experience, and also there are, as I see, there are various people from various different background who are having good experience. Uh, so everyone is doing their role meticulously, um, and it's also great thing to be to learn actually. It's more than everything, it's a great learning experience for me, and also it pushes me to join this particular platform. Like I'm very much inclined and interested, because it's as I see a interesting topic, a hot topic, like current topic, cryptocurrency, which many of us are not aware. And also I had the Bitcoin opportunity which was given to me by the topic topic master Jatin Verma. I actually did not knew the value of Bitcoin. I had to check it on the net, and now I am kind of repenting. I wish him to provide me with that particular opportunity. Anyways, it's a great experience, ma'am, to interact with
Thank
all of
you.
you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I think our mission statement that we provide a positive and supporting learning environment, I think we have managed to accomplish that. If you are saying that you are inclined to learn more and join this platform for that opportunity, I think we've achieved our target for today. I hope that you will join a Toastmasters club very soon. There is no age bar for learning, as you know. So, the fact that you are starting at a young age, it will only benefit you even more than perhaps it has benefited me, because there were so many things that I had to unlearn before I could learn the right things. Thank you for being here. Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta, your opinion and feedback on the meeting, please.
Okay. Broadly speaking, meeting was good. It was entertaining. I just feel that we should have at least 2 speeches in a meeting. I know there is some attendance issues. Maybe if not the members, we can invite some guests for speech and allot some speech slots to them. One observation is that once somebody has been made co-host, he is able to see the poll, and he is not able to cast the poll. So at the time of polling, only the sergeant at arms should have the co-host and host right, nobody else. Because I just felt that today, if even if okay, I felt that there were only 3 polls cast in each of the this thing pollings. Maybe we should do something, because I was, first of all, I was co-host and I was seeing how many votes are being cast to whom. that should not be there. Secondly, cost and there should be only one person, that is sergeant at arms, who should have the host rights, and co-host rights should be removed at least at the time of polling, so that all other uh, persons or attendees in the meeting can cast their votes. Second is that once we know that somebody is disqualified on account of time, we should not include his or her name at the time of polling. Only the people who are qualified time wise, only their name should be included in the polling. That's my idea. Thank you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta. We have had speakers from outside the clubs in the past, and we hope that we will continue to practice that exercise, not just when we need the second slot to be filled in, but also as a way to learn more from the other Toastmasters and benefit from their experience and style. The part about removing the co-host rights from the rest of the audience members during the polling time, I think that's a very valid suggestion. We will try to keep it in mind. I hope that our tech masters will be vigilant enough to do that at that time. Perhaps for that, we will use only the time during the president's closing session for the polling, so that we don't have to keep going back and forth between assigning the co-host rights and then taking them back and assigning them back again. So thank you for that suggestion. Mannat, would you like to share your feedback about the meeting? It's been a long time since you're here during the session. Gavilia Mannat, would you unmute yourself? Okay, in the interest of time, I'd request our secretary, Toastmaster Jatin Verma, to please show the certificates and we can start announcing the winners. So our best panelist today during the panel discussion is our surprise entry, our guest Rohan. Congratulations, Rohan, and thank you so much for participating, speaking with such honesty and coherence, very rarely seen in people of your age. Thank you so much for participating. And a big thank you to Toastmaster Alo for bringing in such a wonderful person to our meeting. Thank you for that. We can move on to the next. All right, Mr. Speaker, our counter, and great table topic speaker. Thank you so much for sharing your views during the table topic session, Toastmaster Shubham Rastogi, and big congratulations to you. You have also achieved the brilliant art of sharing accounts in a very positive fashion. I personally was very happy and impressed by your report. I like the style. Thank you so much for doing that. Congratulations for being our best auxiliary role player today. And no surprises for guessing. Our fantastically structured and absolutely in the element Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Alok Kujur. No doubts about why you were selected as the best role player, because you were absolutely out of the world today. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Uh,
everyone.
I hope that we continue to see you in our meetings and continue to learn from you. Thank you so much for doing that. So now that our feedbacks from the guests are done and the certificates are shown, is there anything that any member would like to share? And would Toastmaster Shubham Rastogi take a pick? All right. Rohan, can you just raise one finger? It's for Delhi one.
No, hold on, I'll just test it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Thank you so much, Shubham. So one more time, does anyone have anything to share, or would like to share something or comment on something, suggest anything?
Yes, may I?
Yes, please do.
Yes, so I would like to thank you for the opportunity first to take the feedback. I was just waiting for my turn. So I would like to build upon the thing that Raj Mehta sir had told us, like the poll shouldn't be visible to each and everyone, because in the meeting of 10, we have given the co-host access to almost 5 to 6 people. Yes, so everyone is co-hosting. That doesn't make sense at all. So it will take 20 seconds extra or effort time taking back the co-host access. And I guess the tech master will also be basically paying heed to it. So next